Am I on? I'm on. Welcome, family, to We'll See You Sports. Today, I don't want to bother you too much, but we're going to talk about my birds. First off, this will be my first video. So I'm starting this whole new YouTube channel, little YouTube journey. Probably going to just be doing mostly Philly sports and media at first, but I'm going to be hitting some hot topics as well and talking about little things that might be going on in the area or in the world totally. We'll see how everything go. But for now, let's start off with the football season. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. It's the NFL first game of the season. Philadelphia Eagles defeat Dallas Cowboys. Couldn't ask for nothing better. You know what I'm saying? But I've just been waiting for NFL anyway. It seemed like it kind of went fast too. It felt like we just beat the Super Bowl. That's what it feels like. But anyway, I'm not going to hold you too long. First video, I'm going to try to make this short, sweet, and simple. Because there's a lot of stuff that's also going on. The week done already started. So this is like the day after tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to share some of my opinions. You know, some of the things I don't like and some of the things that I did like about the game. You know, y'all can hit me down in the comments. Let me know what you think. And hit the subscribe button. Now, before I say anything, like this is, you know, one of the things I noticed since our first team didn't play in the preseason. And it's been this way even last year, even the year before that, I believe. Most of the time, as far as I'm concerned, the first 3 games, that's the preseason for the team. However, you still have to win because all the wins and losses count. All right, so I'm glad we beat that first game because that go in the win column. And not only that, that's against a division rival. That puts them at 0-1. And for most people, a lot of people I know, they hate Dallas. So anytime Dallas loses a good day, when my birds win, that's even better. So real quick, some of the things that I don't like, they're not major. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not getting stressed out about the game one or what I seen. It's just some of the things that you know, and I'm pretty sure the team themselves, all right, hey, we can't do this no more. We shouldn't do this no more. How can we get better here? How can we get better there? Because, again, I consider these first 3 games a preseason game. That counts towards the real season. You know what I'm saying? So, the one thing I can say, though, the one thing I didn't like, and this one might be the only serious one that I could talk about, and that is another year of the refs. I don't know if it's just me, but I know even last year, most of the teams out there said they wasn't feeling the refs. The refs are always making some type of call that is affecting the game in a big way. Sometimes they actually affect the turnout of the game. Last year, there's a lot of games where they made a call and it caused the other team to win or caused one team to lose. You know what I'm saying? So some of the quick calls that I just, you know, referencing, that unnecessary roughness. Unnecessary roughness on Reed Blankenship down in the end zone. Why is that unnecessary roughness? He was just making a football play, and he didn't go head hunting. My man, I believe that was Ferguson. Ferguson was falling. So Ferguson going for the ball down the middle, goes to catch it. Was Blankenship supposed to just let him try his hardest to be able to catch the ball, and he just sits there and just watch him do it? No. He's already going full speed down. He's going for the tackle, and he still really didn't take his head off. Ferguson was cool. That wasn't unnecessary roughness. And I believe that's the same drive where Dallas pretty much, first off, Dallas played an okay game on the offense, right? Dallas did drive down, but I think that's the same particular drive where they got 3 different calls that assisted them with even getting that close to the end zone. So that right there is something I don't like. Right? Is that the one? Or is that... Well, I'm not even sure. Now I'm going to have to go back and look. My apologies. But either way, the other cause was the holding cause. Now, holding can go either way. Everybody knows that when you're fighting in the trenches, talking the offensive line, defensive line, there's always some type of holding going on. I understand. It is even holding when it comes to the cornerbacks and the wide receivers. But you can't have it be egregious. It can't get out of hand. You know what I'm saying? So I understand when you miss some calls here. Every team does it. You know, I'll say, hey, yo, they missed this call here. They missed that call there. The other team be like, hey, but he missed that call there. He missed that call there. Or that wasn't no call. I get it. That's what we all do as fans, right? However, when my man has his whole head in a headlock, are you telling me that that's not a holding? That's supposed to be called. That's supposed to be called. That gave that Prescott the right amount of time to be able to make another pass, which happened to be a completion. So that right there, that was supposed to be a holding. And this cat keep jumping up in my lap. So that was supposed to be a holding. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I unacceptable. And it always happens. And I think the refs are against Philly, but I know every other team going to say the exact same thing. The other thing is, when we're talking about the unnecessary roughness, how about Jalen Hurts? I believe Dak Prescott got Dak Prescott got a call when I think it was Nolan Smith or it was one of our edge players. He ran up to the tackle, gave a good bull push, and got right to the quarterback. Hit him in the face by accident, right? All right, so, to me, all right, you're going to make the call? Fine, whatever. But I expect the same thing on the other side. So I felt like Dallas was going at Jalen Hurts, right? I'm talking about after he's out of bounds. I'm talking about after he's down, still another extra hit where we know they protect quarterbacks. I heard the announcer, the announcer that I don't like actually, he's saying, well, they're going to protect the quarterbacks. Well, every time I see Jalen Hurts going for something, they letting that man get hit. Now, I don't like it. Let me keep it moving. I don't like it, though. And it's going to happen all year. I know how it is. I feel like it's a Philly thing. That's my personal opinion. Real quick, though. The other part that I didn't like was some of the play calling. Again, preseason type game to me. So they could get that together. I ain't going to stress over that. But I feel as though, let's talk about A.J. Brown. 1 target, 1 catch. I believe it was 8 yards. Unacceptable. However, I get it. Sometimes the defense makes you play a certain way. But you also are not going to tell me that somewhere in that second quarter or somewhere earlier in that third quarter, I'm not sending A.J. Brown on a slant. And somebody's going to tell me, well, he probably couldn't. No, you're going to send him on that slant. We watched all last season where when he goes on that slant, he's going to get that ball. And he's going to get some yak after that. So you can't tell me you couldn't do that. You get your playmakers the ball. I don't care how many playmakers you got. You try to get them involved into the game somewhere along the line. Whether it's early or it's a little bit later. But not when it's the last drive of the game. Not when it's the last drive of the game. But I'm glad I listened to some of the post interviews with Jalen Hurts. I believe I heard Nick Sirianni. I mean, they said what they had to say. So I respect that. I just hope next week they come out with a better game plan to make sure that everybody gets involved. I ain't saying you got to feed everybody 13 times. I'm just saying everybody needs to get involved. When you have everybody on the team involved, it makes it so much harder. And how about Jahan? I don't even want to get to that. But anyway, how about Jahan Dotson with that nice catch? I'm glad Jahan Dotson is involved. But you bet to get all your guys involved. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Jahan Dotson, your running backs, Saquon Barkley, Will Shipley. I seen a little bit from A.J. Dillon, but let's move on. I'm getting off the topic. The other concern, secondary, Dory Jackson. That's not. I mean, everybody's seen it. And it's a concern. Now I don't know whether benefit of the doubt coming from me. I don't know if it was just on him specifically. I just know he was in the area, or that was his man, a lot of times when the ball was caught. I don't know. I'm going to just leave it right there. It's a concern. I also know it's still like early on and they all need to gel because he's a new guy. coming into a system where there's a couple new guys. So they all have to figure out what's their niche, how to play together. And because I seen one play where he actually started talking to the safety, and I believe it was Makuba, and I don't know who was wrong. I don't know who's wrong. But if you look at it, it looks like Adoree saying, hey, Makuba, you supposed to be da-da-da, da-da-da. So if it was not just him, but it was a combination of things, then they need to get that fixed, right? Last year, same scenario. Defense ain't really get started and get on until week 4 a little bit. Oh, no, actually, it was after the bye. But they got better as the season kept going on. The other thing is pressure, but I guess that's where I could hit this part, the Jalen Carter part. And I'm not even going to waste my time really on this too much because we all know what happened. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Carter, and I'm going to speak on our folk first. Jalen Carter, bad move. Nasty move. From a sportsmanship type all the way to me as a human type. I'm not spitting on nobody, right? That's not what we do as men, right? He already owned up to it. I heard his post address, but we not doing that. And you don't take the bait, bro. You don't take the bait. He took the bait. You don't do that. And I know, yeah, he's young. He's still growing up. But at the same time, no, he's a grown man. We don't do that. So he owned up to it. One thing I know about, or at least I hope and I have seen so far about Jalen Carter. When he hits that one mistake, he ain't doing that one again, right? But we got to get it to the point where it's think first, react after, right? Because if I give myself some time to think, then possibly I make a better decision after that. I don't just go straight into it and we going to do this, right? Man. Now, hold on. Let's talk about Dak Prescott. I heard his post interview. You mean to tell me I was just spitting down to the ground, you know, it was somewhere in the area, but I wasn't really spitting it at him. I'm glad they caught his face. I'm glad they caught his little wink. But you was just winking at him for no reason? No, you spin in his direction. And as a grown man, I'm not doing that either. I hear people out there, yeah, well, he didn't spin on him. I hear you. We ain't saying that he's right. Jalen Carter is completely wrong. But if you going to tell me another man spits at your feet and laughs at you and winks his eye, that's cool? Come on. I don't think they're going to give Jalen Carter any extra games or anything like that. They already took him out one. Probably going to get a nice hefty fine. However, if you do decide to take him out of the game, you need to go back at that, right? Right? If you was to give Jalen Carter 3 games, you better be giving Dak a game, at least 1 game, because that's unacceptable. You feel what I'm saying? That's unacceptable. Or not just that. If you give him a $35,000 fine, well, okay, you better be giving Dak something too, because if from what I heard from the other talk shows, they were saying that that's one of the biggest things. Not so much the spitting. Just the unsportsmanship like conduct, because we want to make sure that it's a game that is friendly towards kids as well as, you know, people. Then Dak's gesture towards Jalen Carter as well is bad, and he deserves to be fined as well. All right, now. Let's just get off of that. So basically, I understand as far as the pressure is concerned, you don't have Jalen Carter no more. I might as well get into the things I like. Let's stay with the defense. Start with the line. Although they didn't get as much pressure, they did get some pressure in there. Uche, oh my gosh, he was getting there. He didn't get all the way there. Quiet. He ain't get all the way there, but he was making it there, right? The other part was, besides Uche, Jordan Davis. Heck of a bull rush, man. I'm so happy for him. He lost his, 25 to 30 pounds. Able to stay in the game. I'm happy for him, man. So So I'm expecting big things from him. He played a heck of a game. Bryant Young, great freaking. He's the one who got the strip sack. I mean, the strip from Miles Sanders, if I'm correct. So the line, I mean, they still did good. Nolan Smith, man, he just got to get around. But I know he's gonna light it up. He's doing his thing. They did good. They was getting in there. It just wasn't enough all the time. So I get it. That put a little more pressure on the back end. As well as, like I said, some of the holding calls that was egregious. It wasn't called. It is what it is. But that's part of the game. So no matter what happens, you got to be able to make something work. Jahad Campbell, rookie, welcome. That's good. I'm a Nakobe Dean fan. First off, if you come on the Eagles, I'm a fan of you. You know what I mean? I want you to do your best. I'm a fan of anybody who makes it to the league. You know what I'm saying? I want them all to do their best. But let's talk about my birds. Come here, you get the starting position. I'm a fan of you, right? Unless you just messing up so much to where I'm like, oh man, I don't think we can keep him in. We gotta put somebody else in that position. So Nakobe Dean played his behind off last year. You know what I'm saying? So I know he's gonna be out. I don't know how the Eagles are planning to do this. Jahad played a hell of a game. They said he was the best, or one of the best defensive players is on the field. That's talking both the Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. So we'll see what happens when Nakobe comes back. You know what I'm saying? He might need a little more time. You know what I mean? That's a serious injury he had. So even if he comes back, he may not be 100%. You feel me? The other part is, let's see, go down my list. Secondary. I mean, we already spoke on the secondary. Whatever, they just got to get some things together, but they still played a good game. I think as a whole, the Philadelphia Eagles played a good game. Like I said, it's like a preseason game, and I'm waiting for them to figure out, it's a new year, what's their thing? What is it that makes them them? How can they gel together and become one of the best defenses this year? It's not the same team as the new year. Same coach, but it's they got to figure out what's going to gel them this year, right? Going to play that game for a little bit. Week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, maybe up to week 6. But we got a lot of hard games coming up. So each game, while we're getting these kinks out or figuring things out, just got to keep getting that win, man. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what counts. It's all about wins and losses. On the offensive side, Jalen Hurts, man. Heck of a game by Jalen Hurts. Do I think he possibly could have held on the ball sometimes a little more just to see what happened? Maybe. But as far as I'm concerned, everything he did was right. Actually, not just that. Some things I know he struggled with last year, possibly towards the end of the year, previous year, before last year. Like the decision making when it comes to either just take off running or throw the ball out. Yo, him throwing the ball away when they were down at the end zone, where he almost got sacked. He did that little spin move. I was like, thank you, Jalen. I was in my ghillie mode. Thank you, Jalen. So that was perfect. You know what I'm saying? That's all you ask. Get the ball away. Don't take negative yards when it comes to sack. Don't give the ball away. That's what you need from your quarterback. He did good, man. Every run, even that nice bomb, Jalen, pretty perfect ball, right in the basket of John Dotson. I don't know. That's basically it. A good game. They played a hell of a game, and we take 1-0, and that's on the night that we hung the banner. And that's on a night where there was an hour and some change delay. It's hard to come back out and then try to play again after an hour or something delay. You know what I mean? It might have even assisted the Dallas Cowboys versus the Philadelphia Eagles, because at that time, momentum had just came on the Philadelphia Eagles side. And then it was like, oh, let's just put some rain on it, douse it down a little bit. The refs must have called rain. I don't know. Lightning, should I say. But, like I said, heck of a game, boys. And they get a couple more days off because they played on a Thursday, so they get like a week and some change rest. You know what I'm saying? Much needed, because I believe Shipley is injured. My man, Van Sumeren. I'm upset about that because I know when he was in the game last year, playing with Saquon Barkley and doing those blocks. You're not going to tell me that was like. You're not going to tell me that was just right. But I was hoping that he'd be able to, do the same thing this year. Or whatever. They got enough time to figure it out because, he's out for the season. So big ups to him. I hope he get back healthy. I know it's kind of hard. And then, what's the other one? That's all I can remember right now. But anyway, I thank y'all for your time. Hope the video wasn't too long. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be trying to come on here, dropping videos as many times as I can. I might start doing some reactions, of course. If it's a Philadelphia Eagle game, I can't react to that. Or I can react, but just know I don't watch the game. You feel me? Unless I work, and for some reason I couldn't watch it. But for the most part, I don't watch the Eagles game. But I will either watch all the NFC East games, or if it's a game of the week, I'll probably watch that one. And, once I start getting my followings, if there's, everybody almost agrees on one particular game, or this game seems to be what a lot of people are asking about, I'll do that. I'll start having some lives on YouTube first. I'm going to switch over to Twitch. But right now, we're just going to do everything right here. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all time. Y'all have a good one. Thanks for coming to Will See You. My little corner. Enjoy the rest of the day. I'm out.